This is our third hour, so actually we're just a smidge behind. But this is an interactive class. I'm supposed to interact with you guys. You're supposed to interact with me so we can learn together. What I'm going to do is go over some of the important notes that I want to bring up, and then we'll go through the slide presentation. Okay. An overview. This is a walking and working surfaces standards. I'll log on to the website and we'll look at some of them here in just a second. But this is an important thing. Slips, trips, and falls. Majority of general industry accidents. Okay? So most accidents are slips, trips, and falls. Remember some of this stuff. 15% of all, it caused 15% of all accidental deaths, and second only to motor vehicles as a cause of fatalities in the workforce. Okay? Slips, trips, and falls. All right? Now, slips, trips, and falls can be caused by many things. What's one thing that can cause?
Ice.
Ice.
Extension cords.
Extension, tripping over something. How about something everybody here is going to work on is electricity, right? You're going to work with electricity. If you're on a ladder and take a less than 50 volt shock where you go bzzz and it taps you, okay, you might be on a 20-foot ladder working with voltage that's less than 50 volts, so it's not high voltage. It doesn't have to be tagged out, okay? But that little buzz there causes you to lose your balance and you fall. So the fall is what's causing you to get hurt or die, but there's many other root causes to these slips, trips, and falls. So that's kind of things you have to think about in the workforce. If I'm on a 20-foot ladder and I'm working on electricity, say it's just a millivolt, okay? You instrument guys might be working on a transmitter in the ceiling, and it's a millivolt signal, but it surprises you and you're on a 20-foot ladder, okay? So that's the kind of things you have to think about. It's not just the act of tripping over an extension cord or slipping when you get out of your car. Every aspect of your job, slips, trips, and falls can play a part in. So that's why the numbers are so big. Okay. See, the OSHA standard for walking applies to all permanent places of employment except where only domestic, mining, or agricultural work is performed. Domestic means in your house if it's not a place of business. Mining and agriculture. You'll see mining and agriculture all the way. That's just to let you know what these standards apply to. Okay? That's all for me. Okay. This is, look at the bottom, because I don't want to give you the answer. So you're going to have to kind of interpret. I want you to define some terms. Okay? Terms: floor hole, floor openings, wall openings, standard railing, and standard toe board. Okay? You're going to see these maybe on a test. I can't confirm nor deny. Okay, so define what a floor hole is.
A hole in the floor.
Okay. Possible responses. Read through these possible responses. Floor hole. An opening in the floor, platform, or pavement that measures less than 12 inches but more than 1 inch, and through which materials but not people may fall. That's a hole. Okay? So it doesn't just say a hole in the floor. Okay, all these definitions have other things that go with them. All right? So, a floor hole, hole in the floor, but it's got dimensions. Less than 12 inches, more than 1 inch, through which materials but not people may fall. All right?
What about like a foot that goes through it? Is that considered a person falling through a hole?
Did you fall through it?
Yeah.
Did you fall into it?
Oh, okay.
It's a pleasure to have you in class, Jesse.
I'm here every day almost.
A wall opening, I'm sorry, floor opening. This is where you fall into, Jesse. Okay, an opening in the floor, platform, or pavement. Remember these measurements. That measures 12 inches or more and through which a person may fall. Now, the definition in the slide, it says the least measurement, the shortest measurement is 12 inches. Okay, so if you measure in any one dimension and it's less than 12 inches, then it doesn't count as a floor. If the longest measurement is less than 12 inches, it's not a floor opening. A wall opening, at least 30 inches high, 18 inches wide, and through which a person may fall. If it's 15 feet in the air and the floor is on either side, somebody can't fall through it, okay, then it's not a wall opening. And it doesn't, The reason these definitions are there is because if you have these criteria, then your guarding has to be a certain way, okay? And you'll see that in the slide.
Can you say that again? If it's 15 feet in the air?
I'm just saying as an example, a wall opening, it has the measurements, but this also has to apply to which a person may fall. So if it's up in the air, 15 feet off the ground, a person can't fall through that, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's different, then you'll have to address that. But as the hole stands, you can't fall through that because it's 15 feet in the air.
I thought you meant
Right.
you fall through it and you could fall down. 15
No.
feet.
If it's here where it's accessible to a person, then it counts as a wall opening, and then you're going to see in the slideshow the requirements that you have to guard that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why we're going over these. Okay, standard railing, top rail, mid rail, and posts. The height from the upper surface of the top rail to the floor level is 42 inches. Not 44, not 48, 42. Mid-rail height is 1/2 as high, 21 inches. Okay, so that's a standard railing. If it's not those measurements, it's not a standard railing. Okay, standard toe board. Blocks an opening along the base floor of stairs or other walking or working surfaces where materials or body parts might otherwise inadvertently fall through. It should be 4 inches high and have no more than a 1/4 inch clearance from the floor to where that toe board starts. So if you want to use a 2x4 as a toe board, is it going to work? The answer is no, because it's got to be 4 inches high off the floor. A 2x4 is only 3.5 inches tall. That leaves a 1/2 inch gap. It's got to be a minimum of a 1/4 inch gap, right? So that's what a toe board is. And a toe board is to keep tools and stuff from you kicking something and sliding off and down something. That's what a toe board is for. Okay? Any questions on those? All right. Now, these aren't in the handout or in the slideshow. This is actually, I was going to give them to you as a handout, but I forgot. I'll get these copies to you. So if you're writing them down, that's great, but I will get these copies to you as long as Jeremy reminds me. Okay. I don't want to give the answers yet. I want you to think, so look at the bottom. Discuss at least 5 requirements to consider in order to avoid walking or working surface hazards related to floors, all that stuff, and scaffolding. Okay? So 5 requirements to consider in order to avoid walking, working surface hazards related to floors, walls, holes, stairways, platforms, and ladders, or scaffolding.
Safety barriers or safety zone?
Signs. Is the floor clean?
So far, all of them pretty good. Barrier signs, floor clean, railing. Okay.
The proper footwear.
Here's responses.
Footwear.
Keep floors and working areas free of debris, spills, spent materials, and stored materials. Always use good housekeeping practices. Very good. Mark permanent aisles and passageways and keep clear of obstructions. Don't exceed maximum load rating of floors and walking or working surfaces. Those kind of numbers are big to OSHA. Okay? And those kind of numbers are something hardly anybody in industry thinks about. Okay? Is the rating, the load rating. All right? They'll stack people in houses. Look in their garage where they got these. The only reason I know this is because I've done it too. Where they pile crap up in their garage and all they got is 2x4 trusses in there. And you keep stacking stuff. Well, what's the load rating of those things? I don't know. I've never checked. But I guarantee you somebody in here is really close to exceeding the load rating of the weight they have on there. Something people just don't think about. Okay? And numerous accidents happen because of that. Whether it's, you know, stuff breaking and collapsing through, or if you have a pallet and it's made out of, you know, this little 1/4 inch wide stuff, a real light pallet, and people stack stuff on there, they don't think about the rating of stuff, and that causes numerous. So this is one that OSHA really kind of looks at, because people don't, that's why. Ensure there are no uncovered or unguarded openings through which a person or materials may fall. Guard all open-sided floors or platforms 4 feet above the adjacent level, regardless of height. Guard all open-sided floors, walkways, platforms, or runways when above or adjacent to dangerous equipment. Install proper hand wheels for flights of stairs with 4 or more risers. If you got 4 or more risers, got on handrails. That's in your house too. If you go to sell your house, they'll tell you that too. This one here, it's kind of hard to get the true meaning of this. Regardless of height, guard all open-sided floors, walkways, platforms, or runways when above or adjacent to dangerous equipment. The way OSHA interprets that is, it says, don't worry about when above. It says, regardless of height, do all of them. Because a 4-foot fall onto a flat floor is dangerous, right? Okay? OSHA reportable, hurt yourself, break your leg, break your back, whatever. So when above or adjacent to dangerous equipment, that's anything. Okay? So OSHA is going to interpret that as anything is dangerous, so regardless of height, guard all these. Okay? Just wanted to clarify that. You'll see why later.